orange they bleed. All nations tailgating and they're raring to go. Yeah, when Neyland gets to rocking, it's a hell of a show. And man, you won't believe that roar when the boys find the checkerboard. The big orange is back, it's a fact. Volunteers, where you at? Get loud, staying proud, send a message to the crowd. Y'all better get used to the fact the big orange is back. Big orange is back. Got Rocky Top rocking all across the land, and we sing it with the pride of the Southland Band.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 13 of the Vols Deep podcast. We're trucking right along. The weeks are going by fast. These episodes are going by fast. 24 days until it's football time in Tennessee.
That's crazy, honestly. We're getting there. It feels like it outside the past couple of days. It's getting to be football weather kind of early.
Feels good. I can't wait.
It does
Falls
feel
in the
good.
air. Smell of grass. It's it's gonna be awesome here in about 24 days.
As always, we have Corbin Rogers here with us. How you doing, Corbin?
Doing hard, I reckon. Been working a lot this past week. Had the NATO 23 come through and been in Nashville all weekend, so kind of wore out.
You know what? On that note, Luke, we want to say a special thank you to all the linesmen, the power crews, the road crews, everyone that's been out working in these tough conditions, getting the power back on for everyone, not just here locally, but all throughout Tennessee and the Southeast.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, very, very lucky for the linemen and everybody that's been in this mess. The DJ, the legend, the Spur, is with us again this week. How you doing, man?
Better than I deserve. My back's a little sore for carrying this belt around all week, but I think one more week will be just fine for me.
Getting heavy.
It's getting heavy.
In 23 days, we'll be en route to the state capitol, getting ready to throw down, baby. Getting ready for the Virginia Cavaliers. Every year, I try to be consistent with the 100-day countdown, but this year it's flew by so far. It seems like that. Just yesterday, we was making a podcast and talking about, players 99 through, 90 or whatever, and here we are.
Speak for yourself. It's taking forever to get to football season.
I just hope the season goes by slower than how this countdown's been so far. We're excited to be here, excited to do another episode. We have a lot to talk about today in the Tennessee sports world. Our topics for today will be a discussion about the brand new coaches poll that come out Monday. As always, there's drama, controversy within that poll. We have another giveaway for you all towards the end of the show. We'll ask a trivia question, and the first one who gets the answer right in the comment section will win a $25 gift card to Vol Shop, MLB Topps baseball cards, vintage Tennessee football cards, and some decals. Pretty good giveaway.
Excellent giveaway.
I got a pretty good question for him tonight, too. So,
Robin Sheldon can't win. He's a Florida fan. Just want to put that out there.
Have the Google machines ready.
Tennessee football has been on the practice field for a week now. They scrimmage tomorrow. We're going to tell you who all is looking the best so far, who's overperforming, who we may see on the field more than we might have expected. We have some very good news involving Tennessee baseball. A couple players are coming back for another season. So super exciting news for Tony Vitello's baseball team. We have all seen the Jalen Hyatt social media takeover lately. We kind of talked about that a little last week, but we've got more comments from Jalen Hyatt, as well from comments from NFL legend regarding another Tennessee wide receiver, Cedric Tillman. The Tennessee basketball team has been overseas playing a little international round ball. We're going to talk a little bit about what they've been doing over there. As always, we have the duel. Corbin was the reigning champ for how long?
63 days, still the most days in the history of that title belt right there. Longest reigning champion of all time. Nobody can touch me. I'm the greatest of all time. I'm getting that thing back tonight. Don't you worry about it.
Speaking about the past, because the only one that matters is a current champ.
Spank, he finally won one with the fan vote. He didn't get to keep the title long. Spur won the belt. Last week, he probably got like 80% of the votes.
Speaking of spank, it's kind of quiet in here tonight. Kind of like it.
Peaceful. So later on, we'll see who's victorious in the duel. We have start bench cut, which is one of my personal favorites. We have Florida, Alabama, Georgia, or other. And remember our giveaways. Thank you to the Fairview Union, our friends that provide the great music for our podcast. We'll hear from some of our sponsors, and we'll be right back. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's the Vol Daddy. I want to give a big shout out to the Fairview Union. Great musicians, local people. Chad's from my hometown. They were gracious enough to let us use their music for our podcast. Make sure you check them out. They're huge Tennessee fans. You won't be disappointed. Let's hear them play.
Man, you won't believe that roar when the boys find the checkerboard. The big orange is back. It's a fact. Volunteers, where you at? Get loud, staying proud. Send a message to the crowd. Y'all better get used to the fact. The big orange is back on track. Coach Hyper, where you at? Getting it done, having fun. Power team #1. Y'all better get used to the fact. The big orange is back.
Since July of 2021, our student athletes have capitalized on so many NIL opportunities that have been presented to them. Those opportunities exist because of the power of Vol Nation. When you combine the most passionate fan base in the country with the city of Knoxville and our great state, you create the nation's #1 NIL destination for student athletes. There's no better place for our players to build their brands than right here at Tennessee. I encourage all of you to support and donate to Spire Sports and Our Lady Vol Booster Collective. These collectives are here to serve our student athletes the right way in our community. To get involved, please scan this QR code now. It's been an incredible fall for our program, and we are just scratching the surface of what we can accomplish. Let's all do our part to ensure that Tennessee continues to lead the way in name, image, and likeness. Go Big Orange.
And we're back. Next, we've got the recap. Welcome back to episode 13. We're coming to you live from Vols Deep Studio. Corbin and Spur with me tonight. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, if it's working. TikTok is not working. Make sure y'all share this out to your sports friends. Tag your sports friends. Give us some likes, please.
Send us some stories on Facebook, comment, like, share, subscribe, everything.
Tell your friends we're trying to grow here, and we want this podcast to be successful, make us the biggest podcast in East Tennessee.
Let's go. Let's do it.
That's right. The only thing you're not getting is going to be Corbin's OnlyFans, but we'll give everything else out to you. Let's start our recap with some Tennessee football practice reports. They've been practicing for a week today. Full pads now, scrimmage tomorrow. A lot of veteran players looking good. A lot of young players looking good. A lot of veteran players that look a lot, improved from last season. We're just going to throw out some names that are creating a lot of buzz in fall camp so far. Let's start with defense. Senior defensive back Danico Slaughter, senior transfer from BYU defensive back Gabe Judy Lolly, senior defensive back Kamal Haddon. Mm-hmm. So right there, 3 defensive backs. So that's great news. If you've kept up with the Tennessee defense at all,
it's a bit of position of need, and it looks like that we're going to get some depth there. And we just mentioned one transfer, but we got a couple more on this list coming up. And the transfer portal has been very, very friendly to the Vols this season.
Gabe from BYU. This is what we was expecting from him.
Yep. He was at Vanderbilt before BYU, and he's been good everywhere he's been. So glad to have him here. Next on the list, true freshman linebacker Arion Carter. No surprise there. Arion, true freshman. He's a man out there. He's special. If you look at him, you would think he was a junior or a senior.
Looks like a junior or a senior.
He's huge. Senior defensive lineman Elijah Simmons. Excited to keep hearing his name. We just need a big year from him. He's been banged up pretty much his whole time here, so super excited for him to have a big year. Senior transfer linebacker Keenan Peely from BYU as well. More than likely going to be your starting linebacker with Aaron Beasley, which we needed. We needed a little, leadership, and he was a 2-time team captain at BYU.
Just makes me wonder, BYU come to Neyland Stadium couple seasons back, and now we have 2 of their starters going to be starting for us. So kind of makes you wonder. They got a taste of the atmosphere and just said we want some more.
Wanted some more. Senior defensive back or star position, I should say, Tamarian McDonald. True freshman defensive back Jordan Matthews. More defensive back, so that's big thumbs up for me. Sophomore defensive end James Pierce Jr., highly touted coming in last season, 4-star across the board. I think he was like the number one player out of the state of North Carolina. But anyway, he's put on a lot of size, and he looks very good. Also from the defensive side of the ball, senior defensive lineman Roman Harrison. It seems like he's been here forever.
It does.
But he's got great stats. A lot of shining moments for him. You know, when he puts it all together, which they say he's pretty much has, I think he's going to be great. Sophomore linebacker Elijah Herring, stud. He's put on a lot of size as well. He's just a monster. I think he's projected to be second string, but he's going to be playing a lot of football. And then the last defensive player everybody's talking about is freshman defensive back Ricky Gibson III. Heard things over and over again about Ricky Gibson III. There may be more, but those are the names I personally keep hearing from the defensive side of the ball. Overall thoughts?
It excites me to see so many defensive names on a list of who to watch for, and it's been defense has been the Achilles heel, so to speak, for Tennessee last season. So they can step up and have a high quality SEC defense this year. Watch out for the Vols.
I definitely think it's going to be a big turnaround, like compared to the past defense come this year.
Now let's just be honest with our high tempo offense. Our defense is on the field an awful lot. So seeing some depth, guys that can come in off the bench and play some valuable minutes will be invaluable to the Vols.
Be well conditioned.
Yeah. Yeah, it's no secret what our weak spot was last year and the year before that. Honestly, it's been a long time since Tennessee's had a really good secondary. You notice just across the board. So anytime you hear positive defensive back news, it's going to be good. On the offensive side of the ball, Jalen Wright, junior running back, man, he's put on a lot of size. Me and Corbin met him. It's probably been 5-6 weeks ago. He's big, man.
Have you seen his jersey picture?
Yeah,
He's a man among boys, even on the Tennessee team. So
he's a monster.
looks a lot like Derrick Henry did.
Yeah,
Back in his college days. I don't want to compare him to Derrick Henry, but he's a beast.
Yeah, he's jacked. Junior wide receiver, another transfer from Oregon, Dante Thornton. Great news. All camp from him. They said today on the radio that did you hear that? They clocked him at Oregon at like 24.3 or 24.6 miles an hour. And that was game speed. But I don't know. That'll be nasty, man. He's 6'5", so we'll see. The wide receiver rotation is going to be nasty.
We got 4 potential first or second round NFL draft picks at wide receiver.
It's insane.
It's just crazy.
Senior quarterback Joe Milton looks extremely accurate. Nothing but positive news. So anytime you hear positive news from your quarterback, that's good. True freshman Nico E. Amaliava. Man, I done that good.
You sounded right.
Great news here. He just looks to be ready. He's put on 20 pounds since he came here. So
that's been the biggest question is can he handle SEC defense hitting his smaller frame? So put some weight on him, let him get some experience, and next year it's all his.
Agreed. Senior wide receiver Brew McCoy. He's lost weight, fully healthy. They said he was banged up, a lot last year. But I know I didn't really put this in the talking points or anything, but can you believe there's 49 players on the Blenikoff watch list, and Tennessee has 0 players?
What?
How?
None. I bet that changes by halfway through the year.
With this offense, how? Put me in this offense, and I should be on the watch
Unless
list.
they're just going to say, Tennessee won it last year, we're going to make sure that they don't win it again this year.
I guarantee you they'll have Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
I guarantee he'll win. Freshman athlete right now, running back Cam Selden. Dude's a freak. He's going to be a star here. He's another player that just doesn't look like a true freshman. He looks like he's, ready to ready to go to the draft right now. Not going to be able to say this right, but freshman tight end Emmanuel Okoye. He played only 3 games.
Okolay.
Okolay, okay. Played
Okolay,
only 3 games of organized football. It's been said he could be the most talented tight end of all time if he puts it together. He was the 4-star athlete from the NFL Academy.
Have to come up with a nickname for
He's
him.
from overseas, correct?
Yes, yeah, he's from overseas. Played only 3 games of organized football, and he's a
You know, sometimes you can, mold that raw talent into what you want them to be. So experience it in everything. So he's learned the very basics of football now.
agreed. Freshman, off point. Senior offensive tackle Jeremiah Crawford. He looks great, man. A lot of people thought that Gerald Mincy might lock down that left tackle spot just from Mincy's more physical gifted, he looks like an NFL lineman, but I think Jeremiah Crawford is going to, I think he's going to have a starting spot.
I have no doubt in that. I didn't have no doubt in it before, to be honest with you.
I didn't either. That was just kind of the rumor mill churning, Senior John Campbell, transfer from Miami, offensive lineman. Great news from him. Anytime you talk about Darnell Wright replacement doing good, it's going to, because that's been a big question mark. Redshirt freshman Caleb Webb made some great catches, good speed. I think we're going to see him on the field more than people expect. Freshman wide receiver Nathan Laycock, another Tennessee player that is way above where he's supposed to be right now. And then the last Tennessee offensive player that's looking really good 1 week in is senior transfer tight end McAllen Castle. He is huge, man. He's a stud.
Excites me. It's finally a tight end that's going to be able to run routes. Preston Fant was good last year. I think Castle's maybe an upgrade from that, and Fant was excellent. So,
yeah, Fant. What I love so much about Fant is you could just put him anywhere on the field. This fullback, or of course when he came in, he was recruited as a running back, so he kind of had that intangible.
you got Jalen Wright running the ball, Castles at tight end, and then you spread out 3 to 4 wide receivers. Man, who's going to stop it? Not to mention the speed that Joe Milton has. He can take off and run himself.
Yeah, I've seen some videos of Joe. The play actions and RPOs, and man, he looks good. He looks quick, a lot quicker than. He just got to realize he's way bigger than defensive back, and just lower your shoulder, you're gonna be a good dude.
I wouldn't want to be standing on the tracks when that train's coming through.
I would not. Okay, next thing, great news if you're a Tennessee baseball fan. Kirby
Damn
Connell,
right.
Tennessee baseball pitcher, the famous mustache, has announced he's coming back for another year to play for Tony Vitello. Also, the baby-faced assassin announced he's coming back to play for the Baseballs as well. Zane Denton. Thoughts on this?
I'm glad Kobe's coming back. I was kind of critical on him this year. I guess I was kind of just critiquing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm glad he's coming back. He's a good key player for us, I will say that.
Zane Denton had arguably the most exciting couple of home runs this season for the Vols. So glad that he's back. He's got that baby face. Everybody likes him. He's got a great attitude and clearly loves the game of baseball and brings it all for UT.
Anytime you can bring back players like this, it's great. Leadership is obviously a big point here. I knew Kirby would come back. I've got a kind of a source that told me that a long time ago, but Denton kind of surprised me. I didn't think Denton could, and I'm not sure why. I just didn't think he could come back.
Well, he did. We're good.
Yeah, we're good. I'm not complaining.
Loopholes.
Last year's Tennessee star wide receiver Jalen Hyatt. We talked about him last week too, but he's nonstop in the headlines, nonstop highlight videos on social media, every platform there is. Recently, he got asked about his goals, his own expectations going into his rookie year. He says he plans to win Offensive Rookie of the Year. Love the confidence.
I wouldn't bet against him either.
I was saying on the show a month and a half ago about what he's doing up there. So I think it's great confidence to have. I hope he comes out of the gates, just becomes a star in the NFL.
And his success can only help Tennessee's recruiting.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have confidence. You got to have goals, or I mean, why play?
We've heard rumors going around that they're wanting to change some rules from the college level to kind of stop our spread offense from being so wide out. They say that our receivers can't run routes. Well, Jalen Hyatt's proven that wrong already in just a couple weeks of camp in the NFL.
And Cedric Tillman's look really
Just
good
as
too.
good.
I love seeing him and John Kelly on the field at the same time the other night.
The thing about it is, too, I mean, you come in the NFL and you come in from Tennessee, not just Tennessee, but like everybody looks at us a different way than they do like a Michigan and Ohio State and something like that. And it's kind of a chip on your shoulder in a way. And we'll get that in just a second with Tillman.
We are becoming wide receiver U again.
Oh, for sure, 100%. More Tennessee football news. Former wide receiver Cedric Tillman, NFL legend and Hall of Famer Randy Moss spoke up and had some serious words about Cedric Tillman. Moss said, quote, "Tillman is the best young receiver to enter the National Football League in the last 15 years, and it's not even close. Every NFL owner should be pissed off at whoever looked past this guy multiple times."
That's some high praise coming from someone who knows what he's talking about.
Super high praise. That puts a target on you a little bit. You know,
He's going to be on a You Got Moss before long.
that's big shoes to fill.
That's still
I
a
think.
thing.
That's still a thing. You're going to get Moss later in this duel.
I think he's going to be very successful with the Browns, though. I think he's going to fit that system well.
I wish he played for somebody other than Cleveland.
Yeah, don't we all?
Just, I mean,
Sorry, Cleveland fans.
I don't think there's many. Tennessee basketball has been overseas in Italy for a little basketball tour. Great bonding experience for them. It was cool to see all the videos of them doing like the team building type activities. Game 1, they blew out Lithuania. U21, I'm guessing that is a team in,
Under 21 years old, so.
Oh, okay. I didn't go back to my high school days or Little League days. All right, well, they beat them 97-57. Game 2, Tennessee won 116-90. Tennessee shot 49% from the field, 43% from the three-point line. They had 9 turnovers during the 2 exhibition games. A lot of scoring, man. A lot of scoring. Adu looked really good. He racked up 19 points, 11 rebounds. Dalton, you want to pronounce that? Is it his necked?
Close enough.
The transfer, he likes to take it to the rim. He can knock down threes. 19 points for him. Toby Awaka, 16 points for him, 9 rebounds. Meshack, 7 points. Santiago Vescovi, 19 points. Josiah had 10 points. Josiah, he looked really good too. And DJ Jefferson had 6 points. So way too early basketball news, but you can't put a whole lot of thought or juju on this, but just exciting news to see them kind of bonding and looking good.
It's nice to see blowout wins instead of close wins or defeats. We'll take it.
it's good practice in the off season too.
Absolutely.
for sure.
It's more practice than practice inside of a gym just together with each other.
And I've seen some highlights. Those basketballs, they look like grown men out there.
They look, very mature. That's a veteran team for the most part.
Luther, how do you say that? Lithuania?
Lithuania.
Lithuania.
Liechtenstein.
I just feel like, what is that, like Russian or something?
Not sure. I know it was in Italy, but you are
It's
really.
not
I feel
Russia
like-
yet.
I-
They hadn't taken over
I
that
feel
one
like
yet.
they're all like 7 foot tall blockhead guys out there just playing basketball.
Smoking cigarettes as they come into the mafia.
Yeah.
Last thing before we hit some comments before we go to the break. Former Tennessee linebacker Juwan Mitchell has been dismissed from yet another team. Started off at Texas, was very good at Texas. He was their leading tackler there. He transfers to Tennessee. Very good on the field when we got to see him, but a lot of drama in the locker room, apparently, him and Jeremy Banks. We can go back to South Carolina game, but I don't really like thinking about that.
It's not.
But he's been dismissed from Arizona State after just 1 week with the program. He was asked to leave the Tennessee program after last year, and here he is again leaving another program. just I don't know. It just makes you wonder what all really was going on. I mean, obviously Tennessee was pretty desperate at that position. I mean, I don't know. Juwan Mitchell was good, but you just can't have that going on in the locker room.
Unfortunately, sometimes guys get in their own ways.
Yeah.
It
For
kind of
sure.
paints Jeremy Banks in a different kind of light now, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I don't.
I still don't know about that game. Like, that's just a game I'd rather forget. But Arizona State, they've had a lot of problems here in the past couple of years.
There's a lot of things that go on in locker rooms that us casual folks aren't privy to, and we'll never know. We'll never know the full story between Jeremy Banks
Right.
and Mitchell, and not that we need to know either.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just glad Tennessee kind of handled the problem, and and
I've got my own personal thoughts on Jeremy Banks, and they're pretty positive due to a thing that he done for a family member of mine. So I wish them both the best. I hope Mitchell can get his head on straight and gets a fourth chance somewhere. It'll probably be a Division II school at this point, though.
before we hit the break, Aaron Case, thank you for the comment on YouTube. Go Big Orange. What's up, Robin? Douglas said that he's looking forward to the scrimmage tomorrow. Thank you for listening on YouTube. Thank you, Douglas. What's up, Justin? He says Thornton and Brew will be in beast mode this year. 100% agree with you there.
And Paul on Facebook, I just want to say, we did beat Florida this past season, and we're going to again this year.
I'm not seeing that. Oh, I do see that now. Marty says, go Vols, Marty.
Let's go.
Tony says he's not sold on the offensive line. His biggest concern on offense. He says if McCullough plays, he's concerned about safety. I'm not really concerned about the offensive line, honestly. I think we're going to be fine. I really do.
I think we find offensive
I mean,
line.
Darnell Wright is irreplaceable, but I think we're going to be just fine.
Safety's a concern no matter what, because
Yeah, yeah.
it's always a concern no matter who's out there.
Yeah, anybody in the secondary, I believe, I mean, you can take up for them if you want to, but they kind of deserve what they. But at the same time, the depth was awful. I mean, we was playing walk-ons against Alabama, so you got to keep stuff like that kind of.
And our defense was on the field 100 snaps a game.
Tony also says Josiah Jordan James is terrible. I disagree with that
Thoroughly disagree.
100%. Paul says Tennessee will never beat Florida. You all are way better off forfeiting and staying home eating a bowl of mayonnaise. That don't really make any sense. Y'all probably not even gonna.
Mayonnaise on a hot dog, that's what's at.
He says he wants to dip the Kyle Busch fan's index finger into a jar of pickle juice and then suck on it. All right, we're going to the break. We'll be right back.
You got a fan, Corbin. His
the-
name is Corbin Rogers. You can look
Yeah.
him up on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, whatever.
Instagram. Heck,
He's a former dual champion.
you want to pay some money? I'll make an OnlyFans.
Hit the like button for us. Share it out. We'll be right back. We're going to break down the coaches poll, top 25. Big Orange Concrete Pumping. They can accommodate any residential or commercial concrete project that you may have in mind. They have one of the biggest line pumps in the state. They take a lot of pride in their work, and they're waiting on your phone call today. Their number is 865-371-3367. Whether you're pumping noise and kneeling or pumping concrete, make sure you roll with the Big Orange. That's Big Orange Concrete Pumping, 865-371-3367. All right, and we're back next. We've got our first main talking point of the day presented by Big Orange Concrete Pumping. Last to first is how we usually do our polls, and we're going to keep that going. But first, Who should be in the coaches poll top 25 that isn't on the list in your opinion?
UTSA.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
And they actually received second most, third most votes out of everybody to be inside the top 25. They had like 66 to 68 votes, something like that. They're a really good program to be a 10-year-old program. We're going to play them this year. We've talked about them in the past. They are no joke ever. They play every time they play somebody big, they play them tough or they win, one or the other.
Y'all may not like me for saying this, but I'm kind of surprised not to see at least South Carolina crack the top 25.
I think it's hilarious that they're not in the top.
I'm glad they're
25
not.
after
Yeah,
all that
I find it
chatter.
funny, but I fully expected to see them in the top 25.
Oh, they're going on they've been going on Twitter.
Oh, they're mad. They're Beamer Ball's gonna prove you wrong.
Let them be mad. I don't care.
Hey, South Carolina. How many SEC championships South Carolina got? 0.
Women's
really good at women's
Zero.
basketball.
Women's basketball, yeah. I agree with you. UTSA belongs in the top. I think that they're going to be there 2 weeks in, or maybe a week or something.
Yeah.
I think Arkansas. I think
That's another.
I think Arkansas belongs, and I think it's hilarious that South Carolina did not make it. So let's start number 25, Texas A&M. You can start us off, Spur.
You know, cracking the top 25, still relatively new to the SEC, and I like them at 25. It adds another top 25 opponent to Tennessee's schedule.
I've been critical, very critical of old Jimbo and Texas A&M. I guess start out top 25. That's how it usually goes. We'll just see if they stay there. I don't believe they're going to stay in top 25, to be honest with you.
$90 million contract and ranked number 25 in preseason.
I've been saying it, and he is not going to make it through that contract.
He's going to be very rich to sit and do nothing here next season, I think.
I mean, with the players, with the roster, they should be a top
Should be a top 10 team.
Top
yes,
10
easily.
easily. Yeah.
The talent's there.
I personally would have wanted to see him earn it, but I'm not surprised here. I think bringing the offensive coordinator in, Texas A&M is going to be better, but I don't think they deserve the preseason 25 after last year. Number 24, Texas Tech.
Funny that Texas Tech is ranked just one spot ahead of Texas A&M in this poll.
I don't know much about Texas Tech, to be honest with you. Big 12 school, probably win some games. Texas Tech, they usually go about 8-5, 9-3, something like that. They've had some bad years, but they usually have more good years than they do bad years. So it's probably about right for them. They're a mid team. They'll be right there about 20 to 30 all year, and they'll win some games, make a decent bowl game.
To me, like it's what it. I don't know. They're kind of one of them teams to me that they just kind of throw in there to even out the. You know, I mean, I'm not saying they won't be good. It's whatever for me. I don't really care either way with Texas Tech. I do think though, you know, like the UTSA and Arkansas, they belong. You know, more than they do. 23, Tulane.
Man, Tulane was awesome.
It was
at the
very
end of
good.
last year. I don't know what they bring back from that team that they had last year, but they are clearly very well coached. I have a good friend that's an alumni from Tulane, Ted Bassett. He went down there to the Cotton Bowl and said it was like winning the Super Bowl when they beat USC. So I like Tulane at 23. Could they be higher? Possibly, but again, I have no idea what they return.
What they're
from
bringing
last
back,
season.
right?
I agree with Spo. Tulane was awesome last year, and I do believe they do deserve to be top 25. I will say that. Just from what they done last year, and I'm sure they bought back, not all, but I'm sure they bought back most because they're not losing players to the NFL like other teams or like high-caliber teams.
I will say I'm very, very happy that we played Clemson and not Tulane in a bowl game last year.
I am too. Just the brand, you know.
Just a
Yeah.
brand, and you know we was rumored to go to the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, and I'm like, oh man, it's a long ways. Number one, number two, to play a non-Power 5 school like Tulane. At the same time, though, it tickled me pink to see Tulane beat USC.
Oh, I loved it. I
Every
hate you. I
second of
hate
it.
USC.
You know, Tulane, that's one of those teams that plays with a lot of heart. Like, such an underdog, and they got a cool story with them and everything.
You got a lot of history. A lot of history at Tulane.
They was actually an SEC school back in the day. One of the first SEC schools. A lot of people may not know that, but they was one of the early SEC schools.
Yeah, I'm good with Tulane here as well. Good team. Anxious to see,
We spent a
what
lot of
they
time on
did this year.
Tulane.
Ain't Tulane a former SEC champion?
There's a team like that, but I'm not sure if it's Tulane. But I know what you're getting at with
I
it.
think it's Tulane.
They had a big game against LSU.
Hold up.
Big
I think
famous game.
Tulane's got more SEC championships than South Carolina does.
22 Ole Miss.
Oh, Lane Kiffin. They got to put him somewhere. Might as well put him at 22. They'll be another 8-win team just like they always are.
Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I
Yep.
think they should have been higher.
They'll upset
Really?
somebody.
I really do. I'm a believer in Lane Kiffin, and I'm a believer in him. Do I believe he's going to leave after this year and go elsewhere, possibly Florida, somewhere else,
Alabama.
a bigger team, Alabama?
That's where he's going.
Man, I hope not.
But I don't know about that one right there. But I do believe Ole Miss will be better than what you think they will be.
Yeah, I'm not surprised Ole Miss right here. I think they probably finish somewhere around this spot as well.
Yeah.
It's just kind of I don't know. That's kind of the Lane thing to do, it seems. 21.
Hold up.
Tulane. We got a Tulane stat here.
Tulane is a 3-time SEC champion.
You're right. I knew there was a school
three
like
times.
that, but I couldn't think of
They
who.
clearly have more than South Carolina.
Host.
Man, I'm gonna use that on Twitter. Man, wait
man.
till the next South Carolina fan I see on Twitter. They're gonna be like, Tulane's got more SEC championships than you do.
Huh?
21 Wisconsin.
Wisconsin always seems to be in the top 25. No matter what they do, they're always going to be. They remind me of the old Nebraska, even though Nebraska's fallen off. But I consider Wisconsin and Nebraska just about the same. Might be their colors.
I don't know. I don't know much about Wisconsin this year coming in, but Wisconsin always has one heck of a line. That's defense and offense,
They're good up front. They're good in the trenches.
and
Big corn-fed boys.
Corn-fed football.
they play. And Wisconsin's always not a bad team. I think they should have been higher. I'm always used to Wisconsin like every year. Either top 10 or top 15, one or the other. And they always end up blowing it, of course, but they're always a very good football program. But I think they have a new coach, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I've got. I'm kind of with you on that, so I'm gonna say that they are overrated just because of that reason. That's my thing. They're always, I don't know, they're just one of them teams everybody talks about, and then they end up not doing anything.
It's that Nebraska, Wisconsin, Iowa. They're always.
Yeah, it's that little triangle right there. Number 20, we've got North Carolina.
North Carolina. I'm not a believer in North Carolina football at all. We've saw North Carolina football be ranked so many times to start a season before, and they've always right off the gate every single time. I can't cuss, so I guess crap the bed. And Mac Brown's the coach, and what's he in his second season with North Carolina now? Maybe his third.
It's something like that.
He's at the end of his coaching career, and I don't see North Carolina doing too much, to be honest with you.
They got a star wide receiver, but they're not going to get past Clemson or Florida State in the ACC this year. They're third best team at best.
Apparently Miami, Florida, too.
Oh, in Miami. Golly.
I kind of like
Always
this
forget
ranking
Miami.
for North
Apparently.
Carolina. I really like Drake May. I'm like you; they're not gonna do anything crazy, but I think North Carolina will be. They'll be solid. I think overall. 19, the Sooners of Oklahoma.
It's kind of low for Oklahoma. Kind of low. Especially joining the SEC. That's the lowest they've been to start a season in how long? Years.
They lost a lot of talent. I think this is a fair ranking for Oklahoma. They're not the Oklahoma of old right now.
I think they're overrated. Not a good year last year. One of those teams that like Corbin's always gets the benefit of the doubt.
It's a brand
just
name,
no
it's why
matter
they're there.
what. Yeah, so for me they're too high. Number 18, Oregon State.
This one kind of shocks me, but it doesn't shock me because at the end of the season last year, Oregon State was firing on all cylinders, especially that last regular season game of the season. Whenever it was, what was that game on the line? That last, they was playing Oregon. And what was it? Oregon goes to the Pac-12 championship or whatever it was, something like that. Oregon State was down by like 30 points with like 3 minutes to go in the third quarter, and I changed the channel. And I put it back on. There's like 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and Oregon State's leading. And I'm like, what the heck's going on over here? And then they went to the bowl game. I was like, what is Oregon State doing over here?
Yeah, I think Oregon State's too high. I like them. I think they do belong. Have a top 25 spot. But I think
Really? You think they belong in the top 25?
I do. I think, but between 20 and 25 is where I would probably put them.
And
But you just don't know what you're going to get with them.
It's so early.
It's hard to. I don't know.
15 to 25, draw a card.
So 17, Kansas State.
Not a believer yet. They're going to have to prove it to me yet again.
Kansas State. Big 12 school. Hasn't really been relevant, but just like last year, since 2003. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know nothing about Kansas State. Bum ass Big 12 school.
I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm like Spur. They're going to have to prove it, but I kind of like them for some reason. I don't know why.
yeah.
I just got this gut feeling.
Wildcats.
I kind of like it. Number 16, the Horned Frogs, TCU.
How the mighty have fallen.
Yeah.
They have fallen for sure.
Their brand name hadn't helped them any in this poll, but from playoffs to 16.
What's the lowest a team has ever dropped after playing the national championship?
It's a lot, but my goodness, they lost a lot of players.
They did lose a lot. I'm just curious though.
Yeah.
Like,
Who was that one team that went like a BS way a few years ago? Kind of like a TCU, Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Washington. Because I think they didn't start out ranked the next year.
let's see. Yeah, we're not getting a lot of my comments ain't coming through, but we will hit you all in just a second. Number 15, Oregon.
That's about right for Oregon.
About right.
Yeah.
I'm in top 15. I'm good with it.
Yeah, I think I'm good with it. This is just another one of the teams that, like, no matter what, no matter what they have, they're going to be like,
They're bringing the quarterback
far-
back this year, ain't they?
yeah,
I'm
for
pretty-
the
yeah.
25th straight year. Bo
And as
Nix.
far as the Pac-4 teams go,
It is
it's
Bo
my favorite
Nix.
Pac-4 team.
But Bo Nix has been playing college football for like so long. Remember? Does anybody remember that Georgia kicker that had the glasses from a few years ago?
Blankenship.
He played college football for like 20 years. Like I was in like elementary school, it seems like, and I've graduated high school, and then I was out of high school for like 8 years, and he was still at the University of Georgia. It
And then he
seemed like.
continued to play college football style when he went to Indianapolis. And got kicked off the team.
Well, I think he got hurt. Last time I looked, he got a head injury. So
Number 14, we've got Utah.
very low.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty high on Utah.
Yeah.
Utah and USC, I can't wait for it. Utah the way.
Utah very low. They got a heck of a team, and the past 2 years, it's been phenomenal for them, and they've still got most of them players.
And they are very, very, very well coached. You got mail.
Do got Mel. Yeah, I got them too low as well. Definitely deserve a top 10 spot for me. I think Utah's going to be good. I think they're going to steamroll Florida
can't
as
wait.
well. Number 13, Corbin's favorite team, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame.
Rudy.
Notre Dame. Well, I guess you could be ranked 13th. Heck, you can be ranked top 5 and go undefeated all season whenever you beat teams like, I don't know, Air Force University, UL Monroe,
Navy.
Heck, go up Tennessee Tech out of Cookville, people like that. I hate on Tennessee Tech, though. I actually love Tennessee Tech. Been to a lot of Tennessee Tech games.
Why don't you just give them the minors like usual?
Who, UTEP?
Yeah.
UTEP would kill them.
Yeah, everyone was ready to fire that coach and just off Notre Dame halfway through the season last year, and they end decent, and then everybody's like, who they beat? Was it Beamer? Or who'd they beat in the
South Carolina?
Yeah,
It's
You know, if Notre Dame would actually join a conference and play some like quality teams, I could have more respect for them. But when you go out there week in, week out, and you just beat up on lower class teams that have like nothing compared to you, and then you're like, oh, well, we're so good at football, we played like 2 games this year against top 25 matchups or top 15 matchups. Like, don't give me that crap. You don't play nobody. You need to like play somebody to be in a conversation to compete for a title, not be given a title spot because you beat up on everybody else.
yeah. I'm gonna give the pollsters some credit here for not putting them in the top 10 for once.
That's true. You know, it's not something we've talked about a lot on this podcast yet, but college football realignment. What's Notre Dame going to do? They can't stay independent.
Hey, I don't. That's.
Who do they join? They join the ACC or
I
what?
hope they bring them here.
Really? You think SEC would take Notre Dame?
Bring them on. I want them to get a little dose.
You know, it's way off topic what we're talking about.
Well, they're
now.
already ACC in basketball, so and baseball and
You
everything
got
else.
some teams from the West Coast looking to join the ACC, possible, or was it SMU out of Texas going to join the ACC, the Atlantic Coast Conference? It's just
Wait, SMU is one.
yes, SMU's wanting to join the ACC.
It's gonna get wild, man. It's crazy.
You know, this goes way off topic.
It
but,
does.
But the hockey team in Knoxville, the Knoxville Ice Bears, plays in the Southern Professional Hockey League. Well, the Southern Professional Hockey League has rebranded. They are now the SPHL only. So they've taken away the name Southern Professional. They're just using the letters SPHL. So I look for the ACC to drop the name Atlantic Coast Conference and just call themselves ACC. Not have a name, just letters.
Hey man, I thought about putting this but I think I'm just gonna wait and let it play out. But I really did think about putting this as like a talking point this episode.
The realignment.
Just yeah. But man, it's number 12, the Longhorns of Texas.
Well, I'll tell you this. When I graduated high school, my papa gave me $2,000, and he told me that it's going to be the easiest $2,000, the easiest
Damn,
money.
I want. Can I have him as Papa?
Yeah, $2,000 to graduate.
Well, he said this is going to be the easiest money you ever make in your life. And Texas, this is going to be the last season that you have the easiest schedule in your life.
Yeah.
I didn't know where he was going.
I
with that,
didn't either.
Corbin.
I didn't
Where's
either.
this story going? Did you bet $2,000 on Texas or something?
Yeah, I had no idea what was going on there, but you did turn that into gold, Corbin.
I was given a gift of
And that goes for Oklahoma, too.
a lady friend of the family gave me a gift. It was a very nice blanket. It had the big UT logo on it, and she was so happy that she got me something. And when she handed it to me, I just said, "Oh God." She goes, "What?" I said, "It's brown." It was Texas, and they was using our logo.
It's
So
not even. Yeah, you're right. It's not even like burnt orange. It's like literally brown.
She's like,
They're trying to like transition it a little bit
she's
though.
like, "Is this not Tennessee? Do you not like it?" I was like, "No, it's Texas."
Last one, and then we're gonna hit some comments before we go to the break. Sorry, I didn't give my Texas. I like this for Texas at 12. I think they're gonna be good. Every game they lost last year was within 7
Close.
points. Every one they lost was within 7 points. I don't like Sark, but I think he will have them playing good ball, and I think Texas is going to be. They're going to be all right.
Texas is certainly going to be better coming into SEC than Oklahoma will
I would
be.
love to see them knock Bama off, right off the gate.
It's at Texas. Is it at Texas this year? Or
It's
Bama?
at Bama this
It's
year.
at Bama this
yeah,
year.
it was at Texas last year. Talk about a screw job. Number 11, Washington.
I'm okay with it. Washington.
Are you?
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I think Washington be pretty decent. The Pac-12 is actually, in my opinion, I think the Pac-12 is the second best conference going in this season.
Really?
Sadly, they're not going to be a conference anymore from what's going on here in the past week. But going in this season, I think they got more quality talent and teams than the Big Ten does.
I think you can swap Washington with Utah.
Really?
Yeah.
I could agree with that. I think this is too high for Washington. I think they're going to be okay, but they're just too. They're just one of them teams.
Yeah.
Just one of them teams for me, anyway. All right, I'm going to hit the comment section before we hit commercial. Josh Jackson, he says North Carolina will win the ACC this year. That's his bold take. I would like to see that.
I don't know about that, Josh.
I don't know that either, but I would like to see it.
I'm not stealing that thought from you.
Derek, he says, Luke the dude, hey man, I still need to message you back. Sorry, I get a lot of messages. Jordan Ledford says, this thread is wild already. What's up, man? Thanks for joining. Tim Manley says, I think Daniel Hobbs is going to be at beast mode this year. Jonathan says, is this live? And is our starting center injured? Yes, it is live. Not that I know of, man. I've not heard anything on Cooper. I hope not.
I think they're just doing some precautionary holding him out of practice.
I did see something like they might not do a lot with him during the scrimmage, just because I mean he kind of proved himself. We don't have a dial-in number, but we do need one, Jonathan. Nicholas Martin says it's Texas's easiest schedule, but Bama having Texas on the schedule this year makes it Bama's toughest schedule yet. That is a pretty decent point, though.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a pretty decent point. Hit the like button for us. Hit the share button for us. We're going to hit the commercials. We're going to be right back with Start Bench Cut. We're going to break down rankings 10-1 after that, and we have a giveaway coming for you as well. We'll be right back. Maxed Out Gym is hands down the best gym in East Tennessee. Located in Oak Ridge, locally owned and operated by Ryan Carson. Listen, this gym is not your normal big chain gym. 24/7 access, child care, nutrition plans, private training rooms, and their personal trainers are truly first class. We're not talking about John Doe across the street who spent a few hours taking an online course and then printed his certificate. They offer the best classes in the area and even host big-time powerlifting competitions. For my power lifters, you have to experience the back room. There's no words to describe it, you just have to experience it. That's Maxed Out Gym. If you're having second thoughts about changing gyms, canceling that membership, going through the hassle, I know you've seen the picture of me and Coach Heupel together when I got to show him his face on my leg. Have you seen the thunder thighs on the Vol Daddy? You don't get thighs like that by not going to Maxed Out Gym. It's time to throw away the Gold membership, throw away the Planet Fitness membership, throw away the National Fitness membership, and it's time to join Maxed Out Gym. Check them out on Facebook right now. Are you looking for a place to tailgate this season? Look no further than the Volunteer Club. Free food, free drinks, free games, and an open bar. Yes, I said open bar. Also, you're going to get things like watch parties, shirts, decals, koozies, exclusive video content, special events, meet and greets, etc. You absolutely cannot beat the Volunteer Club. For as little as $5, you can join today. Click on my QR code, screenshot my QR code, or message me for a direct link and come tailgate with the best of the best. Go Vols. And we're back. Next, we've got Start Bench Cut presented by Maxed Out Gym. Question 1. Whitney Houston was born on this day in 1963. Rank these national anthem performances. Whitney Houston, Chris Stapleton, Mariah Carey. Start us off, Spur.
All right. I'm going to start out with Chris Stapleton this past year. I think it was fantastic. I'm very, very, very particular on the national anthem, being a DJ myself. And the national anthem was supposed to be under a minute and 20 seconds. So that is almost what I base it on solely is the length of time it takes to sing it. Chris Stapleton was pretty good. I'm going to follow it up by Mariah Carey as my bench, and I am cutting Whitney Houston.
Oh,
it was
wow.
just way too long. It's not American Idol. It's a national anthem. Sing the song and get it over with.
R.I.P.
I got the same order as Spo, just Chris Stapleton. Good on the NFL getting him this year to do the national anthem. Like, that was pretty cool. Like,
The way he changed it up.
yeah, it was is more like you think any more they get some like pop singers and do it, and you got Chris Stapleton like, and he done such a phenomenal job. He honestly felt like America singing that song.
They took this. I'm going to tell a story about an ex. So my ex was a very good national anthem singer, and she was picked as a top 5 finalist in the nation to do the Music City Bowl.
Oh, really?
In Nashville a couple seasons ago. So we went down to Old Red, in Broadway, and she had to perform the national anthem along with these other singers. And they told her it had to be under 1:30. And out of those 5 singers, she was the only one that listened to the instructions and kept it under 1:30. And then they picked a family that had kids.
Wow. I'm gonna start Chris Stapleton. I just think the way he mixed it up and everything was really good. I'm gonna bench Whitney Houston. I don't pay attention to the time. I apologize for that. And I'm gonna have to cut Mariah Carey. Question 2: rank these football comedy movies: The Waterboy, Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, Varsity Blues.
Start The Waterboy. We could sit here and impersonate The Waterboy all damn night. Do one, Spo.
Gatorade sucks. The water's better.
The other two?
The water sucks. It really, really sucks.
I've never saw the other two.
What?
Nope.
Really?
The laces are in. They were in.
Yenza gave 3 weeks of movie questions. And
This is crazy. He didn't even watch Semi-Pro. He ain't seen Kicking and Screaming.
All right, Corbin, we have got to watch Ace
Jurassic
Ventura: Pet
Park is the
Detective.
greatest movie ever.
I mean, Ace Ventura may be the only reason why I like the Miami Dolphins.
I've never even heard the Ace movie before. Like, that's a new one.
I'm gonna start The Waterboy. Anytime it's like Forrest Gump. Anytime it's on, I'm watching it.
Yeah.
Ace Ventura: Pet Detective it's hilarious, and that was Jim Carrey's prime. I used to like Varsity Blues a lot. Oh, Billy Bob and his pig. That whole movie was good. But yeah, that's my order. I'm gonna have to cut Varsity Blues. All are great though.
We're the same exact order. I start The Waterboy. It's in my top 5 favorite movies ever. Ace Ventura, I probably watched more than any other movie on this list, and I'll cut Varsity Blues.
Which fan base do you hate the most currently? Alabama, Florida, or Georgia?
Start Georgia. Daggum. Walking on all fours and arms and legs and just barking at you like grown man sitting there barking like a dog at you. And then they want to get like just crap talk you like for no reason. Like, I'm just trying to get to the stadium, bro. Like, and it's not just one, it's everybody. And also the cops in Georgia. Like,
yeah, I don't know. I hate that place.
I'm going to start
Hold
Alabama. Oh, go ahead.
you got to bench Florida. That's I never thought I'd say that. A couple years ago I wouldn't have said that. They're still annoying. It's funny. It's funny how we had all these Florida fans around. Like, even here in Tennessee, like, everybody, I love Florida. I love Florida.
We got one listening right now, Robin.
Because Florida was on top of the world, and then all of a sudden it was like, Florida's not doing good no more, and you're like, I'm not a Florida fan no more. What? So they kind of calmed down for the time being.
Are you talking about Spanky?
Alabama, kind of the same thing too. Like in high school, that's all you seen was Alabama hoodies and stuff. And then now you see a lot of people that wore that ugly crimson, and they're in orange now. So
Or in Georgia Red.
it's crazy. Whose turn is it?
I'll go. I start Alabama, I start Florida, and I start Georgia. I hate them all.
Hate them all.
I hate them all, but in reality, I'm that generation that I really hated Florida. Like, Florida's a team I want to beat even more than Bama. It seems like up until this past year when we kicked a 40-yard field goal to win, and my whole life changed. So I'm actually starting Alabama. I hate hearing the word "roll tide." It's the dumbest thing ever. So I'll start Alabama. I bench Florida, and I'm cutting Georgia. I can at least tolerate Georgia fans.
This one is, like I said, current, so it's not like all-time hate for me. I'm starting Georgia. So obnoxious. Like me and Corbin went down there. There was like 60-plus-year-old me, like not just one or two, just with dog collars on, with their buddy holding them by a leash, and they're literally crawling around barking.
That's
at
downtown
kids
Atlanta
and
every night.
stuff. Yeah, so they're just, I just can't stand it. They act like they've been relevant for like the last 20 years or something. They act like they're Alabama basically, and it's just I can't wait till they get knocked off. I'm gonna bench Alabama. The crying is hilarious. Man, I love it. I get them so tore up on TikTok. That's my favorite thing in the world. And then I'm gonna have to. It's crazy to say. I'm gonna have to cut Florida because where they at? Where they at? There's not many.
Nowhere.
Like Corbin said, they're gone now. So
Give Robin Sheldon credit. He listens to us every week, but he sticks to his Gators.
Well,
Bless his heart.
like I said, that's current. If we went all time, that's a totally different list. I would be.
I still hate Alabama fans.
Yeah. And I'm at, so that's mine. What is the best way to cook a steak? Well done, medium well.
None of the above.
If any of you starts well
None.
done, I'm leaving right now.
How do you do it?
Medium rare.
Medium rare. I apologize for not putting that on the list.
Well, we're starting medium rare.
So you like medium rare too?
If you cook a steak well done is not even an option. That's beef jerky.
Yeah,
So-
that's cut. That's out of
So
here.
it's medium, medium
what
rare.
What are you doing over here?
I'm starting medium. That's how I like mine. I'm gonna bench medium well and obviously cut well done.
Just feed it to the
Miranda
dog.
says, "Is that one of your women? One of your or your woman?" Anyway, yeah, she says she agrees with Corbin. No other way. I can't. God, I like it a little red, but damn.
It's not blood. It's protein.
I mean, I get it, but I don't know. All right, Hulk Hogan.
So you're one of those people.
I didn't say well done, Corbin.
So I went to Sparks Steakhouse in New York City, and they would not guarantee their steaks cooked past medium.
I wonder
And I
what-
never had one at medium.
I wonder what Spanky would say. He'd be like, some way nobody's ever cooked it before.
He'd probably start talking and talk about wrestling on August 11th or something.
Yeah, he'd be talking like, it'd be like, let me tell you, the Chinese buffet, they have the best, the best prime rib.
I went on a date one time, and I'll tell this story here in the podcast. I went on a date one time. She was from Sunbite. She lived like, I don't know, 20 minutes from me. I met her at the Mexican restaurant uptown. And I'm going to order some Mexican food. She's like, I need a steak. And I was like, steak? They sell steak here at the Mexican restaurant? They bought a big old steak out there for like a legit steak. And I was like, dadgum.
It's like Golden Corral.
My dad swears
baby.
by them. He says they're the best steaks he's ever had.
Thing about it is, she sat there and she was like cutting it with like a fork and a knife. And then she just grabbed it with her hand and started cutting it. And I'm like, what are you doing over here?
That's crazy. I can't. Hulk Hogan. Last one. We'll hit some comments. Hulk Hogan turned 70 this Friday.
Wow.
Rank these Hulk Hogan wrestling matches. Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair, Halloween Havoc, 1994. Hulk Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior, WrestleMania 6. Hulk Hogan, Royal Rumble, 1992.
Seeing as how this is my generation of wrestling, you absolutely 100% start Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior at WrestleMania 6. The match itself may have been terrible, but the story surrounding it and that iconic moment of Hogan passing the belt to the Ultimate Warrior is one that's almost on par with Hogan Andre. Not quite, but it's way up there. So you start Hogan, Ultimate Warrior. The other two I debated on this since I seen the question, but I'm going to bench Hogan winning the 92 Royal Rumble, and I cut Hogan and Flair. I think by 94 they were both getting past their prime already.
Hogan didn't win the 92 Royal Rumble.
Hogan didn't win the 92 winner. I'm going to have to go back and watch again.
92 Royal Rumble. Well, I'm going to start Hogan and Flair at Halloween Havoc because that was whenever he won the WCW title, and he held it for like 400-plus days into like 95 and ended up dropping it. It was his longest run in WCW. Bench, Hogan and Warrior, title for title, unified the IC title and the World title. Big iconic moment, even though Hogan lost. And cut the Royal Rumble match because Hogan didn't win. He got eliminated. Ric Flair entered at number 3. And Hogan got eliminated. He entered at like 23, if I remember. And he got eliminated. And then Flair, it was the WWE, and Flair won the match because Hogan helped him win the match by pulling the other guy out of the ring. And Flair won the WWF title. Right. And then Flair had that iconic promo after the match with a tear in my eye.
That was the Hogan-Sid 92 Rumble, wasn't it?
Yes.
Where Hogan and Sid done their little, yep.
And then Flair went on to that promo with a tear in my eye, the one that they play everywhere, still this day.
I got the same exact order as Corbin. Exactly
Why'd you put
the
the
same.
trick question 92 Rumble? That go.
I'm sorry, boys. Let me hit the comments, and then we will hit a break. Let's see. Jonathan says, join the volunteer club. Dalton, H2O, baby, on YouTube. He's referring to Waterboy. Travis Young says Georgia is his start. 100% agree. Dwayne Fulbright says all of us Georgia fans ain't that bad.
Dwayne's a good guy.
Yeah, I agree. But, man, the loud ones really make it tough. Dalton says Florida, Georgia, Bama is his order. He has a strong hatred for all things Florida. 100% agree. That was tough. It was just like my current heart state is how I was going off of. Caden says Kentucky versus North Carolina this year in basketball. I hate them both, but I was just wondering your opinion. Both are kind of down. I mean, they're not the same, blue bloods that you're used to seeing. I really don't know.
I don't know yet.
It's way too early for me to. Yeah, I'm in full 100% football
Knowing
mood.
that, but talking about Kentucky basketball just makes me nauseous.
Yeah, hopefully North Carolina. I'm not a fan of either in basketball, but I'd rather see North Carolina beat Kentucky.
Yeah, anybody that beats Kentucky is a friend of mine.
That was Start Bench Cut. Very fun segment presented by our friend Ryan Carson and Maxed Out Gym. We'll be right back with our second main talking point. Please stick with us. We don't want to miss our giveaway. Share it out for us. Smash that like button for us. We'll be right back. Trident Hydro Clean, your exterior home cleaning professionals, house, roof, driveway, concrete, gutters, and much more. Trident Hydro Clean, 865-363-8815. They've been in business for 5 years, and they have a 5-star Google rating and a 5-star Facebook rating. Call Jacob today. Give your house, driveway, and or patio the care it deserves. 100% satisfaction guarantee. See the difference between a professional and amateur cleaning. That's 865-363-8815.
Megan's Cleaning Services is here to meet all of your home cleaning needs. From a basic clean to a deep clean, from a one-time clean to a bi-weekly clean. Megan's Cleaning Service is here for you. We provide residential, commercial, and rental cleanings for the best prices. Serving Knox, Anderson, Scott, Roane, and Morgan counties. Give me a like on my Facebook page. My phone number is 423-539-7266. Again, that's Megan's Cleaning Services at 423-539-7266. Thank you.
And we're back. We broke down numbers 25 through 11 in the brand new coaches poll. We're going to hit 10 through 1 now. Start with 10, baby. The Tennessee Volunteers at number 10.
I like us in the top 10. I'd like to see us 2 spots higher, I do believe.
I'm okay with it. I mean, gives us motivation. I mean, we're still a young team.
Overall, okay with, like you all said, it's not. I mean, last year we was nowhere to be found. So I do like being in the top 10. Top 10 solid. I think with the players that we've lost and stuff.
I think nationally,
I think it's.
I think nationally, some of the media is questioning our quarterback, and that may be why we're at 10 instead of at 8.
Yeah. What I'm not okay with, kind of like you all said, is some of the teams that are in front of us.
Exactly.
It's not the fact that we're 10. I mean, it's just, you know,
Like number 9.
we'll
that we're
bring
fixing to mention.
we'll bring them up as we go. But that's kind of my thing. Is I just don't like the teams in front of us. But I love
Florida State.
10 spots like solid, like it's good, but at the same time, there's a lot of motivation there because you've heard their players, every single one of them say, "We're winning championships." So, as a player, 10, you know, you're going to be a little aggravated, you know, like
Florida State's the one that's aggravates me of being ahead of us. I just feel like Florida State's not the legit team that everybody says they are.
number 9, Clemson.
Clemson lost us in the Orange Bowl. We're bringing back the starting quarterback, and they're still ranked 1 spot ahead of us. Clemson I still think is most likely the best team in the ACC this coming season, but they're not better than Tennessee. I don't even think they're a top 10 team currently.
I think Clemson's fallen, and they're falling
Think so?
pretty quickly. It's I mean, look what happened last year, and now they're starting 9th. What's Clemson started all these other years? Top 3.
They're always top 4. Yeah,
Top 3.
Just yeah.
Just I feel like they may be looking for a new coach. Not saying he's going to get fired. He could leave.
You think
You think
Dabo's
so?
going to go?
I could see Dabo going to Bama.
I could.
Hey, Nick Saban did just buy like a $1.6 million property on some island somewhere, so you never know. I think Clemson's too high as well. They definitely don't belong in front of Tennessee. I think Clemson is going to be okay. I think they're going to. I ain't saying they'll be like, in the playoff, but I think they're going to be in the mix like always.
I think they'll be right there at the end, unfortunately, just simply because they're playing in a weak conference right now.
Just how everything kind of falls into place for them. I mean, it's an easy path. Number 8, Florida State.
Mario Cristobal or whatever, but I'm not buying Florida State just yet. They're going to have to prove something to me. Putting them in this preseason poll at number 8 is entirely too high. I've got them at about 13 or 14.
They're too high. I agree with Spo. You could put them about 15 would be a good place for Florida State, honestly. But then again, they every now and then they may surprise you, but I don't see it happening this year. I think the ACC is going to be. It could be Clemson's game to win if they let it happen. People saying Miami, Florida. Miami, is everything I've heard. Miami, Florida's this big team coming in this year, and they ain't even top 25. That's what blows my mind.
Florida State did win their last 6 games to end the season last year and bring back a lot of their athletes, but still, eight's pretty high.
Yeah, I don't buy the hype as of now either. I will say this though. College football is better, I think, when Florida State's good. They're just one of them teams that make college football better. I would like to see them, knock Clemson off and I don't know.
Beat Florida as well.
Yeah.
Just beat Florida.
But
when Florida State had that run in 2011, 2012, I was all for it.
But they haven't proved anything to get this spot yet, in my opinion. Number 7, Penn State.
I like Penn State. I think everybody knows it. This by that point.
You
so,
like them at 7?
I like them at 7. Penn State's they're a solid team. They're going to screw up. Everybody knows it. They'll end up losing a game or two, and they'll lose one like Ohio State or somebody, and then they'll go out there and they'll be like 9-1 and lose to like Northwestern or Iowa or somebody and screw it up. That's just the Penn State way of doing things. That's why they play every year the Outback Bowl or something.
I don't disagree with anything Corbin said there. To a T, exactly what I would think.
I think Penn State's too high. I like Penn State though. I do. I just I don't know. I see 9-3, 10-2.
But starting out, with a clean slate, on paper, Penn State should be good.
Oh, they should. I hope they knock off Ohio State, Michigan. Like I mean, it'd make my day if they did.
Do they play both of them? I'm not even sure.
I have to look it up. I'd be lying if I.
I'm pretty sure they're in the same division. The Big Ten's so weird.
It's awkward.
It's gonna be even more awkward.
So would you all say that? Just to go back, would you all say that Florida State or Penn State belongs in front of Tennessee?
Florida State, no. Penn State, I would say yes.
Penn State's right there in that. I think Penn State and Tennessee could be neck and neck.
And I'm not saying nothing bad about Tennessee. It's just, it's just that's how it is. I mean, honestly, look at it. I mean, we've always started out like not ranked, and Tennessee seems to always been like ranked, 15 to 18. Like 18 was the golden number for so long, and then now we're starting 10th, and
I'd be fine with Utah at 10, Clemson at 9, Tennessee at 8, and Penn State at 7.
I'm surprised Utah's not higher.
That's just my thought right there.
I was just curious. Number 6, I know we'll all agree that they don't belong in front of Tennessee. USC.
Just because they got the Heisman quarterback back.
I agree. I think they should be 4th.
4th.
Oh, wow. Okay.
They lost to Tulane. You do know that, don't you?
Yeah, but bringing Heisman quarterback back, most of the whole team's coming back. Heck of a coach. USC, I think, them and Utah is going to win the Pac-12 this year.
We talked about it last week, though. I have USC as a playoff team this year.
I do, too. And that's what I had last week was a playoff team.
I don't think they're the 4th best team, but I have them as 1 to 4 teams in the playoffs.
I'm going to disagree with y'all on this, and it might just be because how much I hate him. But I don't like Lincoln Riley. I think he's overrated. He's scared of the SEC. That's why he left Oklahoma. I think get them out of my top 10. I think they're going to fail like usual.
It wouldn't bother me one bit.
That's just one of them teams that no matter what they're the media's baby.
I want them to do good just to prove you wrong.
Negative.
But if it was the other way around, I would eat that crow every day of the week. All right, number 5, LSU.
No. No, I don't like LSU at 5. I like LSU at, again, in that same range as Tennessee and Penn State. But you got to put them somewhere. I'm not sold on Brian Kelly at LSU. Hey, I know they won the West last year, but by God, we embarrassed them.
Not number 5. Probably about 8 to 10, probably. I mean, that's be a good place for him. Brian Kelly at LSU, kind of like a Jimbo, and A&M. It's two coaches trying to prove themselves, and they have the talent, but do you have everything that you can do to put yourself in the position to win all these games?
Yeah, I think LSU does deserve a top 10 spot, but I don't think they've earned a 5 spot yet. And they are loaded. I mean, quarterback's good, receivers are good, running back's good, defense is always good. But yeah, they don't deserve the 5 spot yet, in my opinion.
No.
There's a lot of LSU hype, which they deserve a little bit, but I don't know. I think Brian Kelly's going to Brian Kelly at the end of the day.
Well, that's the tough thing about the SEC. we beat up. We're so good. We beat up on each other so much. And LSU will be the one of the teams that gets. By the end of the season, they'll be about 10-2 probably. I don't see them being 9-3. Maybe 9-3, but I see them being 10-2. They get beat up quite a bit. It's a tough schedule playing the SEC.
Number 4, Ohio State.
They're top 4 team. Just bottom line, they may be the only team in the country that has a better wide receiver crew than Tennessee does, and it's on a slim margin. But as much as I hate the Ohio State University, they're a top 4 team.
Yeah, always top 4, always makes the playoffs. And I will say this, when Ohio State does make the playoffs, at least they do win the playoff games.
Should have beat Georgia.
They should have beat Georgia.
I was pulling for them hard.
I can't do it. I
God.
can't. I was hoping for a power outage.
No, yeah, I would gladly take Ohio State winning over Georgia. I can't stand it anymore. A lot of good players, Ohio State. I think it's about right for them. You can't really take a lot, away from them. But again, it don't matter how good they are. Media's going to give them that spot, regardless.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be.
No matter what.
They're gonna be the main focus of College Game Day this year, and everything else like ESPN is up.
Yeah, it's just one of them little teams that they're in the little circle jerk with.
All these teams coming up is actually like that, but
Number 3, the Crimson Tide of Alabama.
And it's Alabama. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
as long as Nick Saban's there, Alabama, honestly, I think should be above Michigan. Actually, well, I hate to give some spoilers, so Alabama should be it'd be a 2, I guess. I don't.
Spoilers? You talk about a question that's coming later? Oh, this is going to get interesting.
I think that Alabama's too high. I don't think Saban's out, but I think for a preseason ranking, with their quarterback issues, they lost a lot. I mean, I know they recruit well.
Shh.
Yeah, but Alabama does this every year. Like they lose so much and they gain it back, and it's just
But
Alabama can be.
We've never seen Alabama like they was last year, though. I don't know. Like I agree with what you're saying, but usually it's Alabama in the championship or playoffs, or I don't know. I think Saban will be on a revenge tour, and I think he's going to be good. But I just think preseason's too high. 2 Michigan.
Apparently, Michigan's supposed to win championship this year, from what I've been seeing on social media.
I know I said Ohio State was a top 4 team. I flipped them in Michigan. I think Ohio State is a better team than Michigan.
Oh,
but I
really?
would put Michigan at 4 and Ohio State at 2.
Michigan, I don't think they're going to be. I think Michigan's going to contend for a playoff spot.
Do you
Contend for the
think
Big
Ohio
Ten.
State can beat Michigan this year?
I do.
It'll come down to
Where's it at?
I don't care. I'll watch it, but
It's got to be at Michigan because we.
It's at Michigan because
Yeah.
last year Michigan beat Ohio State
Yeah.
at Ohio
Yeah, 'cause
State.
I remember I was in a bar waiting on the Tennessee Vanderbilt game, and I watched it. Yep.
again, I hope for a power outage. Somehow they both lose.
I like Michigan here. Now I will say this: they really disappointed me last year when they couldn't just run the ball all over TCU like they should have done. So that kind of, I don't know, that throws a kink in it a little bit, but I don't know. Top 5 team for sure. And number 1, Georgia. I can't argue it in any way. Unfortunately, if I could, I would.
Until it's proven otherwise, that's where they are at. Who's their starting quarterback is my biggest question. But does it really matter? They're almost in Alabama mode. They're just reloading right
Like
now.
you talk quarterback, like that's what everybody keeps saying. But look at them. I mean, they're all 5 stars.
course.
Like,
I went on record last week, and I'll say it again this week. I don't think they'll be number 1 at the end of the year, but they deserve to be number 1 at the beginning of the
yeah, I
year.
don't either. I don't think they're 3-peating.
Georgia, if you win championship, you should start number 1.
Yeah.
And honestly, in my book, it don't always happen. I'm surprised it happened here with as much talent as they lost. Like Spo said, I don't believe at the end of the season they're going to be top of the line, like compete for a championship. I think they'll be close. It's not like they're going to be like god awful, but Number one, I'd put them at number 2.
Really?
I know number 3.
Put Georgia at 3?
Yeah.
That'll make for some good content. All right, let's hit the comments before we go to our next break. Let me scroll here. Let's see. Hollywood on YouTube says, I'm a huge Michigan fan here. Tennessee's my absolute favorite SEC team, though. I'll be rooting for them. Go Vols. Thank you, Hollywood. Go Vols. Matthew Dagley says Florida State is trash. He says Clemson is trash also. The ACC is falling apart. Hollywood says Florida State is in fact going to have an amazing season, but I like them in the 11 or 12 spot. Hollywood says Tulane is good, but USC shouldn't have lost to them. Matthew Dagley says Lincoln Riley left because he's scared. Hollywood says go, I'm guessing, for Tigers in the Cajun language. Tim Stewart says Michigan State doesn't deserve the 2 spot.
Michigan State.
Oh, sorry, Michigan doesn't. If I said state, I apologize. Hollywood has some good words for Michigan that we can't say on Facebook. Tim says, I got asked last night on a Georgia podcast, was it a higher high to beat Bama than a lower low to lose to Georgia? I told them losing to Georgia wasn't a killer for us, but South Carolina hurt. Yeah, Georgia hurt. Personally, I think this is a personal question. Georgia hurt really, like,
Listen,
it hurt bad, but South Carolina, that was a new level of
Lost to Georgia.
And I think, too, South Carolina, it wasn't just, like, obviously the loss was awful, but it was seeing Hendon go down like that, too. That just, like, really just
I was
threw
actually
gas all over the fire.
talking about this the other day. That high of beating Alabama is a high that I still haven't come off of. It's still there. I still get chills
yeah.
and think about that day every day.
Makes you get tattoos and everything, you know.
Yeah. I mean, I still got to get one from the game, and I will. But I even questioned, will that top winning a national championship, just that moment, I've questioned myself. Does it get any better than that?
Hollywood is upset we're not reading the chat. Sorry, Hollywood. We try to read it beginning and end. That way we can post clips on our YouTube channel from each episode. Dwayne Fulbright says Carson Beck will be the Dogs' starting quarterback. I agree. I think he will definitely start. Tim Stewart said we talked about that tattoo. They brought it up, not me. Everybody talking about it, man. So let it keep rolling. We'll be right back after these messages. We have the duel coming up. We have Florida, Alabama, Georgia, or other. The Jersey Countdown, and we have a giveaway. Dalton Roberts, you still on here? He's usually our giveaway guru. But we got a nice giveaway coming. We got a Vol Shop gift card. We've got some Topps baseball cards. Some vintage Tennessee cards as well, and we got some decals. So stick with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
Do you have dreams about what your property could be? Whether it's driveways, ponds, septic, new home construction, or even forestry mulching, let us earn your business and make your property dreams come true. Call Premier Excavation at 865-766-9408. You can also find us on Facebook or Instagram. Thank you for supporting small businesses that support you. Again, that's Premier Excavation at 865-766-9408.
ZNN Concrete are the professionals you need to call for all of your concrete finishing needs. Driveways, sidewalks, curbs, garage pads, footers, and much more. They can do it all. No job is too big, no job is too small. Give ZNN Concrete a call today, 865-360-6176, residential or commercial. That's ZNN Concrete, 865-360-6176. And we're back. next we've got the duel. It's presented by Premier Excavation.
Get your work done by Travis Dunn, Tory Duncan.
That's right. The Spur and Corbin will battle it out over a few tough questions, and the winner not only gets bragging rights, but they get some hardware to drag around with them for a week. Share this out. Let's get some people in here. How we've done this the last 2 weeks is we've done a fan vote for the winner. Usually I choose it, but we take a poll from the listeners, whoever you think the winner is. We've got 5 questions.
Corbin, you're serious this week. You're not trash talked a bit.
Corbin's not. He's focused.
You hadn't changed your clothes. You hadn't done
He's
anything.
focused.
What's up with this?
I've been a busy man all week. I've been working like a dog.
I mean, I fully expected to see you half naked by now in some kind of pink natty light shirt, but no, you're serious. You're ready, aren't you?
Usually there's a cost. What do they call that? An alternate ego or
gimmick.
something.
Gimmick.
I get up. I've been so busy. I had to wear a NASCAR shirt because I had no clean clothes. I had no time to wash my dang clothes at the thing house.
It's like Garth Brooks.
Did he just
The
admit
soul
that the NASCAR
patch and the
shirt's
dyed
dirty?
hair comes out.
It ain't dirty. It's actually clean. It was one of my only clean shirts I had. That was nice.
All right, question number 1. Let us know in the comments what you think. Which team inside the top 10 in the coaches poll is the most overrated?
I waited to this moment to mention it, but the team inside the top 10 that's the most overrated is Alabama at number 3. Alabama, never mind their championship history. I don't care about that. They don't even know who their starting quarterback is right now. They have no premier wide receiver, and they don't have a running back. All they have going for them is Nick Saban, who's in his mid-70s. Alabama is not only not a top 4 team, I don't think they're a top 8 team. I think we're going to see Alabama lose to Texas. I think we're going to see Alabama lose to Tennessee. We're going to see Alabama lose to LSU. And we're going to see Alabama lose in the Iron Bowl to Auburn to end the season. 4 losses for Alabama, and I can't wait. I think it's Nick Saban's coup de grace. Maybe he's done after this year.
Wow, that's crazy. I hope. Corbin?
Georgia. I mean, look. Okay, Georgia lost to everybody pretty much. They lost to everybody, and everybody's saying, "Oh, Georgia's going to three-peat. Georgia's going to three-peat." Georgia ain't going to three-peat nothing at all. All Georgia, and they got all these allegations going on. Like, did you see what come out this week? It was yesterday where
I didn't see it.
one of the people that works within the facility has been suspended. No, he's been fired. Been fired for something that happened within the past year. And there's a lot of things going down in Georgia right now that people ain't. Only the smart people knows what's going on in Georgia. And I will tell you this: Georgia's not three-peating. They're gonna go like 10-2 this year.
They're not going to three-peat. I agree, but they're not overrated now. They deserve to be the number 1 team.
Everybody's saying Georgia. Everybody's saying Georgia's gonna win the championship this year, and they're not gonna do it.
Alabama's only in the top 3 for one reason. That's because of the name and the logo.
That's because they got Alabama and Nick Saban.
You know what?
That's
You know
it.
what? I think we put the first nail in the coffin of Nick Saban with that kick in Neyland Stadium. That was the first strike to the end of Alabama's dynasty, so to speak.
No,
Alabama's needed to happen.
Alabama's going to be fine this year. Alabama will be way better off this year than Georgia ever will be. Trust me on that one. Nick Saban is not done. Nick Saban is pissed off right now. And a pissed off Nick Saban is not a good Nick Saban.
Go ahead, Luke.
All right, let's making sure y'all are done. Question 2: which team will be more back this season, Clemson or Alabama?
Well, golly.
Alabama.
Didn't know your answers before the question.
Alabama.
Alabama's more back than Clemson.
I think
Alabama makes the playoffs this year.
Alabama ain't going to win the West alone, make the playoffs.
Yeah, they are.
Unfortunately, I don't like either team, but I think Clemson's going to win the ACC and be right there
Oh, yeah.
to talk about the playoffs.
Clemson, you got to play North. You got to play. Who they play in the ACC?
Nobody but Florida State.
We beat
Miami,
Florida. We beat North Carolina. We beat Virginia. At least I like Virginia Tech.
I don't like either team being back, so to speak. But out of the two, I think Clemson has a easier road to the playoffs than Alabama does.
I think Clemson has a down year. I think Sweeney is heading to Tuscaloosa, not next year, but the next year. And you got flies in here. Bunch of them.
Because
Com-
you was
coming
thinking these
after you,
questions.
buddy. Probably they're smelling your beer over there. All right, question number 3. Other than Peyton Manning, which former Tennessee Volunteer had the best NFL career?
Corbin, I think there's only one answer to this, and I hope you picked the same person that I did. But the only person that I think this answer could be is the Minister of Defense, Reggie White. Reggie White, he's a man of good faith. He was in Knoxville in '84. He went on to be, very famous for the Eagles, the Green Bay Packers, and the Carolina Panthers. All-time leader in sacks when he retired. He had 198 career sacks over 15 years. His numbers retired at Tennessee and at Green Bay. Reggie White, the Minister of Defense.
I can't pick the same person because it's a duel. Why would I pick the same person?
That's
Then-
why you let
then-
me go
then
first.
Then it's not a duel.
But I bet you picked my same second person as well.
I got old Jason Witten.
That was my second person.
Jason Witten, that's a good
That
one
was,
too.
that was
I
number 2
think
on me.
Jason Witten is one of the greatest tight ends of all time in the NFL. Like growing up watching Jason Witten, like he was the man of the Dallas Cowboys. Okay, and listen, he went and he won the Walter Payton Manning NFL Player of the Year in 2012. 11-time Pro Bowl, first team All SEC in 2002. Texas Sports Hall of Fame, 2019. NFL record, most career games by a tight end, 271. Receptions in NFL, 1,228. Receiving yards, 13,046 and 74 touchdowns. And I thought he had more than that, but
Are you Wikipediaing this?
I am Wikipediaing this because Wikipedia is always right. Don't you
I'll-
think it's not?
I would have loved to see Jason Witten at somewhere besides the Cowboys.
Me too. Me too. You mentioned some of Jason Witten's stats, and there's no wrong answer to this question. So I think this is a tie on this question, just personally. But when we talk about Reggie White, he played in 13 Pro Bowls, was elected to an All First Team All Pro 10 times, and was named to the NFL's All Decade team both in the 80s and the 90s.
Did you know?
How many Super Bowls did Reggie White win? I know it was at least one.
At least one.
I thought he might have won 2 with the Packers. Could be wrong.
with the Packers? No.
He won 1 with the Packers.
Yeah, I'm talking about 2 though.
Oh,
He had 21 sacks in 1987. Still ranked 4th all time.
yeah. I mean, until what, like 20? Was it 15 or 16? 16, I think. Derek Barnett broke the sack record at Tennessee.
Yep.
He held that record for a long time.
But again, Jason Witten is certainly not a bad answer either.
Does Caleb Williams repeat the Heisman Trophy winning this year?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Caleb Williams, Caleb Williams wasn't the Heisman Trophy winner last year. I still can't figure out how he was the worst of the 3 that was invited to New York. I was shocked when they gave him the Heisman Trophy win. Then he went and lost to Tulane. So, no, he will not repeat as a Heisman Trophy winner.
He will not repeat as a Heisman Trophy winner, but he will be a badass quarterback on the field. It's hard to repeat.
I'd like to see him in the SEC though.
I would too.
It's hard to repeat at Heisman. It is very hard to repeat at Heisman. How many people's repeated the Heisman? Like maybe one player of all time. I'm not even sure if anybody's ever repeated a Heisman.
Who was the last one? Didn't somebody repeat?
Had to been long.
Hendon Hooker was a better quarterback than he was last year.
Tebow tried so hard.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, Tebow should have repeated his Heisman, but
I think Tebow's the best college quarterback of all time.
I
in my
think
opinion.
I think
agree.
he is. I think
As much as I hate Florida,
Tebow, yeah.
I can't hate Tim Tebow.
No, it's hard. It's hard to hate somebody so nice.
It is.
But he will lead USC this year to a Pac-12 championship, and they will beat Utah
Hope
for
not.
that.
I hope not. Question
And
5.
they will go to the playoffs.
I think they'll go to the playoffs as well, as much as I don't want to see it. But again, I don't think he's the Heisman Trophy winner this year.
Well, I really hope both of you all are wrong on that. I hate USC.
Oh, I hate USC too with a passion.
Question 5. Which SEC coach is fired first? Jimbo Fisher, Texas A&M. Sunbelt Billy Napier at Florida.
That's a good one. Same time.
Same time, you got to pick one.
I'm going to go
Napier.
Wow. You think Napier?
Napier. I think Florida's going to have a god awful year. They're not looking good so far. Florida's going to be I say Florida win. It's 4 or 5 games, and that's it. And it's one of the worst seasons in Florida history. And heck, if they start out so bad, I won't be surprised if he's axed before midway through the season, to be honest with you.
You know, I still think Napier may be in his honeymoon phase just a little bit longer, but they brought Jimbo Fisher in and expected him to win immediately, and he's done absolutely nothing yet. If Texas goes, if they go 6-6, he's done, and they got the money there to buy him out. $90 million to the Texas boosters is nothing, so it's just money to them. They'll throw it away and they'll go after the next big thing.
I'll tell you this. Florida starts the season, and they start out, and they have like 2 wins and like 5 losses. Napier is gone. Okay.
You think so?
Yes. I mean, could you imagine the Florida fan base?
Texas A&M.
That'd be like
Florida don't have a very their leash
No,
is very short.
I
But I think it will be 24 before they get rid of him.
Texas A&M's going to have a midnight mass for Jimbo Fisher.
I think the biggest reason too is just how well that Napier's recruiting. I mean, he's like what, 3rd right now or
Yeah,
something.
he's bringing recruits into
I
Florida.
mean, that's probably going to change if he don't make a bowl game. You know what I mean? But
and right back to recruiting, Jimbo Fisher, man, he may have the most talented roster in the country, and if they don't put it together this year, the recruits are going to see that he's not developing anybody, and they're going to drop out from A&M as well. So I look for him to be fired. I hope he's fired by the end of the year, because that's just another story that we could talk about on here.
you mark it down right now. Napier ain't gonna be there at the end of the
you
season.
think so?
We'll come back. We'll come back to this clip too.
I just want to.
We'll clip it. And
I'm
we'll
not
come back
saying
to
you're
it.
wrong, but in my heart, so mad, I want to see Billy Napier in that 2024 Florida schedule
Yeah, I do
because
too.
it is so hard. Like they might win 3 games, and I just want to see Sunbelt
Makes
Billy.
me so happy.
Yeah, I love it.
Speaking of 2024 schedule, how about Vanderbilt? Daggone, they said they
They got it pretty tough.
they said well we went by who won and lost what games the past 10 years, and Vanderbilt's over here got like an A+ schedule, and I'm like, what the heck did Vanderbilt do to piss off the SEC over here?
Yeah, they got, and like all their home games are just like, the best of the best. So it's funny.
They'll be playing at Pearl Con High School Stadium this year, because First Bank Stadium is nowhere near ready to be played in right now.
Heck, Vanderbilt's moving all their end zone seats.
Have you seen construction of Vanderbilt?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's not anywhere near close to being ready.
They had to remove seats to make the stadium look full.
I'm driving to Nashville on Friday. I may swing by Vanderbilt just to take a peek.
It'd be a hilarious like TikTok video or something. I'm not gonna lie.
I may have snuck in an Neyland Stadium yesterday, so maybe I can sneak in First Bank. And
Not sure how many people's
may have caught
listening
you as
at
king.
10:38 at night on a Wednesday, but let us know in the comments who you think won the duel. I'll be the tiebreaker if I have to be.
it's a pretty calm duel. We didn't fight too much tonight.
We didn't fight too much.
It's been a long week, boys.
I've worked so much this week.
Yeah.
Tornado 2023 come through. I am well.
And let's again thank you for hard work you done. For those that don't know, Corbin is a member of the World Department here, and he's been out pretty much nonstop since the storm hit the other night. So thank you, brother, for that.
I've been there. I've been at the road department for 10 years, and I'll say this: it's one of the worst storms I've saw in my 10 years working there.
Just widespread damage from straight line winds more than anything else.
Still trying to get it all cleaned up and get everybody's power back on and everything. It's crazy.
We've got 2 votes for Spurs so far. Oh, Robin Shelton said he missed it. Oh man, we was talking so great about.
Robin, I said how much I like Florida.
We was talking so good about how much Sunbelt Billy and everything. Man, you missed it.
Vote for me, Robin, over here. I got your back, son.
We're gonna hit commercial.
I'm the man with a plan over here that gets harder goals than Spur can.
We've got Jersey Countdown, and we've actually got a giveaway coming your way soon. So just hang out with us. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's your man here, the Spank. Like myself, D&M Fencing are the best in the business today. They can install wood, chain link, vinyl, picket, composed metal, barbed wire, heck, bring them bamboo sticks, and they can install them things for you too. D&M Fencing, do it right the first time. Their numbers are 865-435-4515 or 865-387-1026. Give my friend Ted a call today. That's D&M Fencing.
Hey y'all, it's the Vol Daddy. We're doing a huge giveaway for the season opener in Nashville versus Virginia. A pair of tickets, 4 rows off the field. All you have to do is join up for the volunteer club. You should already be a member, but here's your chance to join and win some tickets at the same time. The higher membership you get, the more entries you're going to get to win the tickets. Refer a friend, I'll double your chances to win. We will do the giveaway live on our show. Remember, you have to use my link. Screenshot that QR code or get on my Facebook, my TikTok, my Instagram, whatever. Join today. Go Vols. And we're back. Next, we've got our Jersey Countdown. By the way, Dalton says Spur wins in a close one.
Thank you, Dalton.
Zach says, I think I agree with Justin's answers more tonight. Thank you all for voting. Chris says, go Vols. Go Vols, baby.
That's right, Chris. Go Vols.
Go Big Orange.
Jersey Countdown. Under 100 days, obviously. And we've been doing this since day 99. So we're going to go back to last Thursday and then to the current day today. Number 30. Who's your number 30, Spur?
I took Brent Samaglia, even though he's transferred now to Georgia Tech, which I didn't realize at the time when I'd done this. But a good kicker at Tennessee. He had 88 extra points, 46 field goals, 226 total points in 3 seasons as of all.
You want to do it at the same time?
Go ahead. Charlie Garner. Yeah,
Came on the podcast.
for sure, man. Came on the podcast. Super nice guy. Played 1992, 1993. Obviously, running back. Set junior college records before coming to Tennessee. Great NFL career. In 92, he had 928 yards with 2 touchdowns. They would always take him out when they got to the goal line. And then 93, he had 1,161 yards and 8 touchdowns, and just a great NFL career as well. You got anything you want to add to Charlie? Or
Now you said it.
number 29.
So for context for these, I got with you, Luke, and we knew what each other were picking, so I tried to go opposite of you. But I think Corbin, me and you may have picked the same one on this one because I took Evan Berry at 29, and I see that down on your list as well. So I'm going to speak on him in a minute. He was, an all-purpose player for Tennessee. He ran the ball, he caught the ball, he played defense, he was a kick returner, just a fantastic overall career at Tennessee.
His kick returning stats for Tennessee, Evan Berry. That's my pick. Phenomenal. Like, he had 54 kick returns in his Tennessee career. 54 returns, he had 1,820 yards. Think of that.
Yeah.
Remember that 100-yard interception return he had?
Yeah.
Yep. That was a bowl game.
Miss all the berries, man.
Yeah, I do too.
Miss all of them.
Wasn't that in a bowl game?
If
I can't remember the exact game, but I remember.
if Eric Berry wouldn't have had his health issues, he may have been a good answer to the dual question.
Yeah.
But 34.
That's a very good point. Because I seen where they are debating Hall of Fame for
That'd be awesome.
him.
For Eric,
Yeah.
he deserves it.
He deserves it. 29, I'm going Inky Johnson, defensive back, 2005, 2006. Great player, obviously hurt, permanently paralyzed his right arm. Just a tragedy, but he turned his life into, just a motivational speaker. So he's still doing it. I mean, I remember he came to Cofield years and years and years ago. But yeah, man, just inspiration to everybody. Number 28.
I went with a player from 98-99, Dominique Stevenson, defensive player, recorded 132 total tackles, actually 219 total tackles, 23 tackles for losses, 7.5 sacks, 2 interceptions, and 2 forced fumbles between the years of 98-99 national championship team.
Got Tawan Poole, running back 2008, 2011.
Dude, a lot of people forget about him. He was
Yeah, they do.
good.
In 2010, he had 1,034 yards, 11 touchdowns, 204 carries. He kind of fell back in 2011, but he was also playing. They was playing 2 running backs at the time. Still had 693 yards, leading rusher on the team.
Yeah, he was. I actually seen a highlight film of his the other day, and I even forgot kind of about him. He was great. I'm gonna go Gene McEver, 1928 to 1931 running back. General Neeland said McEver was the best player he ever coached. Unanimous All-American. The first Tennessee player inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. He was 27-0 with 3 ties in his career. Number 27. This should be easy. I went different just to go different, though.
Well, I know what you had, so I went different as well. So I went Arian Foster at 27.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, Arian Foster, fantastic running back at Tennessee. One of the best we've ever had. Even I'd love to see what he could still do on the field.
I had Al Wilson. He
I'm just kidding.
he was on the 1998 championship team. He had 77 tackles in 1998.
And he was hurt for a lot of
He missed 3 games and still had 77 tackles. NFL 1996 to 06 had a ton of tackles. A ton of tackles.
Yeah, I went current player. I went James Pierce Jr., sophomore this year, defensive line. Kind of talked about him earlier in the show. We was going over players who are standing out, right now. 6'5", 242, 4-star. I think big things are coming from James Pierce Jr. Number 26.
I went way, way, way off the books on this one.
On 26.
On 26, yeah. No one that's on this podcast is going to know who I'm talking about. Neither one of you two are going to talk about. But I went a fella by the name of Fred Wortman at number 20, or 26.
Puzzle.
Probably never seen the field at all, but I see him every day at work. He's one of my inmates.
Okay.
He's one of my inmates.
Okay. Shout out.
So he's up here in the prison up here?
He is up here in the prison. He's actually got a very high-profile case. You can look that up. I'll tell you when we're not on the air.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Who's your 26?
I had Leonard Scott, wide receiver, 1999 to 2002. Had 1,788 yards, 1 touchdown. He averaged 23.2 yards a catch.
I went Willie Galt, 1980, 1982, wide receiver, All-American. Finished his career holding 12 school records. 3 of those were track and field. Great kick returner, great NFL player, Super Bowl champion. Willie Galt.
Awesome.
I can still hear it. Every time, there's...
Willie Galt.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Every time the name like that, you just hear John Ward. Like my next one, I don't know. It stays with you, man.
Yeah, absolutely. God, I miss John Ward.
Yeah, I was obviously way too young, but Dad used to force me to watch highlights and on the VHS, and yeah, I still can just hear the voice.
Please don't ever ask a question about Bob Kessling on this podcast.
Okay. Number 25, who do you have?
Well, I took the person who gave me my second greatest memory inside Neyland Stadium, the great kicker James Wilhoit.
I really thought about doing him.
The missed the extra point against Florida, only to come back and hit the 50-yarder to win. It's a memory I will never forget. I was actually working inside the stadium when that kick went through, and Yeah, it was absolutely incredible. Watching Florida fans literally cry as they walk out of the stadium was a sight I'll never forget.
Be crying this year too. Who's your 25, Corbin?
Oh, I'm not done with 25.
Oh,
I have a second 25.
Okay.
I want to mention good old local feller, Mr. Stephen Hensley.
Yeah,
Wanted
that's a
number
good one.
25.
yeah, that's a good one. Local realtor now. Yeah.
Yeah. Big support of all, part of All Navy. That's who I partied with after the Alabama game this past year.
Yeah, man, he's doing good things. I mean, he done what a lot of people will never do. That's run through the T.
I got Deshaun Bishop,
Okay. Carnes boy.
Collins, two-time Mr. Football, State Tennessee.
Yeah, he looked good in the spring. He looked like one of Tennessee's like best running backs in the spring.
Yeah, he's true freshman.
Yeah.
We don't have.
that's a
That's
good
probably
pick.
the first.
He had a lot of offers too, and like he kind of come here, not really. I wouldn't say not wanted, but like there's a lot of talent. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
he wanted to be here.
He's probably the first current player that's been on this list.
Yeah. 25. I'm gonna go Jay Graham, another one of them.
There it
them
is.
Jay Graham. 93, 96, one of Tennessee's most accomplished running backs in history. All SEC. Ended up being a third-round draft pick. He's actually agreed to come on the podcast as well, so we're gonna try to get an interview set up with him soon.
Sweet.
6 seasons in the NFL. So Jay Graham for me. 24.
Good old Todd Kelly Jr., number 24, won all kinds of
Todd
awards.
Kelly.
Got the great name, a local kid out of Knoxville.
A lot of big plays.
A lot of big plays. He was a freshman All-SEC team. He, was on the honor roll. He was a Whirlpool Trophy preseason watch. Great player, great career at Tennessee. I think injuries may have held him back a little bit. But Todd Kelly Jr., a great player and a super good guy. He's done some wrestling events with us.
Okay.
I've got Tony Thompson, running back for 1987.
Really good
1990.
one.
Had 1990 had 1,267 yards, first team All Conference SEC. One with 31 seconds to go left in the 1991 Sugar Bowl.
He was a beast, man. 24, I'm going to go current player again. I'm going to go true freshman Jordan Matthews, 4-star cornerback. Good size, 6'2", 180-something pounds. Hearing about him a lot. I think we're going to see him on the field a lot for a long time. We're going to hit the comment section real fast, and then we're going to get to Florida, Alabama, Georgia, and then we've got the giveaway. Dalton says Inky for number 29, and I'll go as far as to say it should be retired. He also says Poole was a stud. 100% agree with you, Dalton. Tyler Meredith, here you go, Spur. Hold on. Let me announce this here for the Spotify. He asked if the Spur is still undefeated in the softball league.
Well, no, we hit a snag. We actually dropped 2 games in a row. One game we didn't have half our roster there, and this last game we had, we were down 17-3 in the last inning.
Oh wow!
We scored 17 runs in the last inning, and still somehow ended up losing.
There you go.
We just didn't hit. We didn't field. We play again tomorrow when the weather holds up.
You get drunk at that baseball game.
It's at the high school. No alcohol allowed. Maybe we need that. Anyway.
All right, thank you, D&M Fence Company, for sponsoring that segment.
They got some fences built out for this week.
They
got some business
Probably
coming
got
up.
a lot to repair.
Premier Excavate is going to have some work to do,
Chris
yeah.
Johnson says, yes, John Ward's voice will be missed 100%. You can't top it.
Got a John Ward impersonation.
Can't top it. All right, we'll be right back. We've got Florida, Alabama, Georgia, or other presented by C&D Tire and Oak Ridge. And after that, we're going to hit our giveaway.
Hey y'all, it's the Vol Daddy. The C&D Tire Pros are your go-to experts for nearly all of your vehicle needs. Located in the heart of Oak Ridge at 164 Fairbanks Road, they've got a 4.8 out of 5-star rating, and that's very hard to do in the tire business. Tire installation, wheel alignment, wheel balancing, tire rotation, tire repair, brake changes, oil changes. Hell, they'll even paint your back porch. I've known Zach since he was in diapers. We went to church together. We went to school together. We played football together. And he's been changing tires since he's been in diapers. Give them a call today, 865-483-7455. Like them on Facebook. That's C&D Tire, 865-483-7455. Are you looking for a place to tailgate this season? Look no further than the Volunteer Club. Free food, free drinks, free games, and an open bar. Yes, I said open bar. Also, you're going to get things like watch parties, shirts, decals, koozies, exclusive video content, special events, meet and greets, etc. You absolutely cannot beat the Volunteer Club. For as little as $5, you can join today. Click on my QR code, screenshot my QR code, or message me for a direct link and come tailgate with the best of the best. Go Vols.
And we're back. Next, we've got Florida, Alabama, Georgia, or other, presented by C&D Tire in Oak Ridge. I'll pick 5 crazy stories, announce the headline, and then the Spur and Corbin are going to guess what state it happened in based on the headline. Headline 1. Man tries to steal $172 worth of steak and lobster by putting it down his pants.
What do he put down his pants? The steak and lobster.
Steak and lobster.
He's a
Hell
brave
yeah.
man. He's a
Was
brave
that
man.
lobster alive?
Probably. He's probably a freak.
Yeah. $172.
I can get freaky, but I can't get that freaky.
Well, it's going.
Wonder what year this was, because in today's time that'd be like one
I
steak.
was going to say it's not very much. You know, was he getting Cracker Barrel lobster or something? You know, $172 ain't very good. I'm going to go with a state that's got ocean around it. So Florida.
Alabama's got ocean around it too. Alabama.
That little bit don't count.
Brooksville, Florida.
It's always Florida on this show. It's
No,
always
it's
Florida.
not, but-
Florida is doing
Florida's-
so much stuff down. What is Florida doing down in Florida?
Florida's an easy target.
Easy target.
Just Google Florida man. Just all kinds
Florida
of
man.
But police say 57-year-old man stole steak and lobster at a Brooksville Walmart, and he put the food items down his pants. He was taken into custody, being held on a $2,000.
Wait a minute. Was that Jameis Winston?
No, that was crab legs.
Whoops.
That's good though. All right, here's a good one. Hopefully Facebook don't flag us for this one. Man who was once arrested for fighting a drag queen while dressed as a KKK member, now running for mayor.
Arkansas.
Alabama. I'm just going with facts.
Wilton Manors, Florida.
Oh my goodness.
Damn, it's in Florida.
Boyd Corbin, who was donned an ironic KK outfit.
Who? Corbin.
Yeah, Boyd
Not
Corbin.
me.
Not
me.
Not related.
Different-
Not related. I'm
different-
a Rogers.
Different Corbin. He completed he had the pointed hat on and everything. He grabbed a bamboo torch for a Halloween party in 2012. Landed himself in court facing aggravated assault with a deadly weapon after beating up a drag queen. The 46-year-old, who has made a name for himself since that fateful night, speaking out about his perceived injustice, he has now announced he's running for mayor in Wilton Manors, Florida.
I gotta look this up.
He says he's knocked on like 90% of the doors in Wilton Manors. He says he's been doing it for about 2 hours a day for the last month, 3 hours on the weekends. I get a real good feel for what's going on in the city. People aren't really happy with what's happening. Mr. Corbin, different Corbin, who has long claimed the drag queen attacked him. He was just defending himself, will go on trial for assault charge in November. But in the meantime, he's thrown his hat into the race for mayor and claims
Thrown his hat.
his
That's what he done there.
he claims his one-issue assault on the political establishment has provided a solid foundation for his campaign.
Felt like that's out of episode of Family Guy or something.
Yeah, that's pretty wild there. Old lady who decides to feed and take care of stray cats gets jail time.
Hey, I am the cat daddy over here.
I actually seen this.
You did see
I
this.
did see this. She was, yeah. I'll let you tell the story in a minute, but I think it's a other. I don't remember where it was at, but I've seen this.
Oh, dang. Georgia. I'm going to get them all wrong. It's probably Florida. It's always Florida. It's no matter what. Florida is... Florida's a different country down there.
There's a TikTok.
You got
video about
California
this.
over here, and you got Florida down there, and you got the rest of the United States of America.
We've got Alabama on this one.
The one time I didn't pick Alabama.
Alabama
I'm
lady
telling
who
you what,
deci-
this is something else over here.
Alabama lady who decides to do a kind deed and feed stray cats, and maybe even help spay and neuter the stray cats out of her own pocket to cut down on the stray cat population. Apparently, you can get arrested if you live in Wetumpka,
Alabama. Yeah.
Alabama.
They have a
and then-
casino there. Yeah.
and then
I
face
remember.
multiple charges. If it sounds surreal to you that such a thing could happen, you're not the only one who thinks that way. Media outlets around the world have been busy sharing this shocking story and extremely bad publicity for the town of, say that again for me,
Wetumpka.
Alabama. According to an article in the Montgomery Advisor, the city judge sentenced 85-year-old Beverly Roberts and 61-year-old Mary Austin to 2 years of unsupervised probation, 10 days in jail. But the jail time was suspended, but the ladies were also ordered to pay $100 fines and court costs. It's crazy.
There's you can look this up on TikTok. There's videos of their arrest and everything. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
I was just doing 4 because this one's kind of a long one. Man pulls out plastic badge and tells a speeding motorcyclist, "I, the police." Like, "I, the police."
So he was impersonating a police officer?
The police.
With a plastic badge, yes.
Oh, heck. That's illegal.
Yeah.
That's pretty illegal. Georgia.
Can we please let it be Kentucky?
Florida man.
We're just gonna guess Florida from now on.
Yeah, for now on, it's all
That was
Florida
3 out
all
of
the
5.
way.
Ain't that bad. Florida man arrested after chasing down a motorcycle and pretending to be an officer. Motorcyclist was cruising down Lake Manola Shores. He approached the intersection in a silver pickup truck, cut him off before he could make the turn. He continued heading south. The truck started driving aggressively, trying to run him off the road. The motorcyclist escaped into a left turn lane, and the driver of the silver truck leaped out and walked towards him. The pickup truck driver was wearing camouflage shorts and a green hat. "I, the police," said the Florida man, the motorcycle driver. He had a plastic sheriff's badge and a black wallet that he whipped out to prove he really was the police. He grabbed the biker's arm in an attempt to arrest him. The victim didn't believe he was really a cop for whatever reason and pushed him away and told him not to touch him. That's when the pickup truck driver tore the rider's license plate off his bike. The victim was able to get it back. He was in the Army apparently, being deployed for basic training. So this was a good trial test, I guess, to test his patience. But he called the police to inform them of what happened because he was afraid that it might happen to someone else. But he chose not to prosecute. Corbin's getting fired up. But police showed up at the home of the 65-year-old man to talk about what was going on. He told the police that he didn't have that badge. They checked his truck. He did have the badge. Had the 6-point star sheriff.
The Dollar General.
Yeah,
police
Dollar
badge.
General badge. The witness verified that was him. He was arrested and charged with false impersonation, burglary with battery, and theft. He was bonded out for the $31,000 charge the same day. That's crazy.
$31,000.
They're serious about impersonating people down there.
They impersonate a football team this year.
Not sure how many people we've got watching this late at night at 11 o'clock on a Wednesday. Everybody's working, but we've got trivia for you. The winner is going to get a $25 Vol Shop gift card. They're going to get Topps baseball cards and some vintage Tennessee football cards. First one to comment wins. Help me if y'all don't care, check comments, because sometimes I don't come up on here. Here's a trivia question. Which Tennessee football running back had a 99-yard touchdown run versus Florida? And I'll give a hint if nobody can get it. Which Tennessee football running back had a 99-yard touchdown run versus Florida? It's been a while. Not too long, but a little while.
This may take a minute. All right, people, Google really quick.
Get that Google machine out.
Should I make them easier, Spur?
No.
I agree.
I'm trying to pull up the page on YouTube. And they're like, "Do you want to subscribe? $15 for no commercials?" No.
Tyler Meredith
I got enough
says Derrick
subscriptions.
Henry. Close. Which Tennessee football running back had a 99-yard touchdown run versus Florida? If Dalton's on, he'll probably nail it.
I got it. All right, come on. I can look it up that quick.
Tyler Meredith said Travis Henry. Nope,
not
that is
correct.
incorrect. Pretty solid guess, though, because Travis Henry.
You know,
Yeah,
I
he is
sold a
a
box
good
of
guy.
baseball cards. I don't think I'm eligible to win.
I love how you look at how many people's watching, and then all of a sudden they jumped off, and now
No,
they're jumping
Chris,
back,
it's
Back
not
on?
Keaton.
getting back on.
Ramel Keaton was part of that
Googling.
99-yard drive, but that is not correct.
Yeah, that was. We're going back a few years. I'll give it a couple minutes, and I'll give a hint if nobody can get it.
I'll give a hint. It was pre-1990s. So now you got to go way back.
Which Tennessee football running back had a 99-yard touchdown run versus Florida? Let me check Twitter and see if anybody's. Nobody on Twitter. All right, we'll give a hint. 1970s.
Yeah, it's almost the same hint I gave. Doesn't have the manliness of names.
That's very true. Which Tennessee football running back had a 99-yard touchdown run versus Florida in the 1970s? Dalton must not be on here because he had nailed that already, I think. Jabari Small, nope, that's incorrect. We're talking 1970s. Which Tennessee football running back had a 99-yard touchdown run versus Florida? Anybody yet on your end?
Nobody yet on Facebook.
What are you on, Luke? You on TikTok, Twitter? What are you looking at?
It just shows
I know you got
me
everything pulled up.
Tyler Meredith is correct. Kelsey Finch,
There it is, all right.
1977, broke a 99-yard. There's Dalton. Dalton missed. That's 2 weeks in a row. Dalton's been like
5 seconds too late.
Yeah, like 5 seconds too late. So Tyler Meredith wins. Message me, Tyler. I'll message you, and I'll get that to you. So episode 13's in the books.
No, it's not yet, Luke.
Why?
You haven't announced the winner of the duel yet.
I haven't. That's right. You got all the votes.
All right.
He got all the votes.
My
so
back's going to be hurting for another week.
so
Hey, come back when you're not tired there, Corbin. Let's really duel this out.
Spur two-time
I got to get a jersey with a number 2 on it now.
two-time dual champion.
For you know what, I'll have a gimmick and be wearing some kind of fancy costume.
Yeah, we finally got like, let's see, 1, 2. We got like, I don't know,
Few
4.
votes.
Yeah, we got like 4 or 5 Kelsey Finch finally, but Tyler Meredith, he got it. Yeah, message me. I'll get that to you. Dalton, man, 2 weeks in a row, like the second too late, man. All right, episode 13 in the books. We'll have it up on Spotify and all that good stuff tomorrow. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for commenting. I know it's late. We got started later than normal. But
Be sure to like, share,
Like, share,
subscribe.
comment.
like, share, follow, subscribe.
You can follow the Vol Daddy on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter.
Someone come take this
Facebook.
belt from me.
I'll take it from you next week.
All right.
I'm going to bed though.
I heard that. All right, thank y'all. We will catch you all next week.
Go Vols.